We're here today with Dave Roman, the creator of the newly titled Astronaut Academy. And thanks a lot for sitting down with us.
Hi, nice to be here.
So go ahead and, for people who may not be familiar with it, give us just sort of a nutshell overview of Astronaut Academy.
Sure. Astronaut Academy is about a boy named Hakata Soy who was a space hero. He was part of a team of kids that had their own transforming robot vehicles that turn into a giant robot. But then he finds out that he's got to go to school. So he gets sent to Astronaut Academy, which is the most popular private school in outer space, where he has to learn all sorts of things like anti-gravity gymnastics, how to shoot fireballs out of his hands, how to speak in run-on sentences. Very important in the future.
So this is very much a documentary slice of life type book.
Absolutely. It's hard science fiction.
So now you've been serializing this online for a while. Where was sort of your genesis for this? Where did you come up with the idea for Astronaut Academy?
It originally came from a friend of mine who was an alumni of the School of Visual Arts, which I also was a student at. She wanted to do an anthology of SVA cartoonists who were inspired by anime or manga. And so I was always very influenced or inspired by sort of the cute type of manga, which is often in the form of like stationery or cute little characters like Hello Kitty. And I thought it would be fun to do little comic strips that sort of were drawn in that really cute style.
And so, how did you come up with the space and the Space Academy and the giant robots theme? That doesn't necessarily normally go with what you would think Hello Kitty and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All my ideas usually come out of sketchbooks. I tend to keep a lot of sketchbooks and just draw different characters. And sometimes a character will just click, and I'll say, "Oh, that seems like a really cute character." And in the case of Astronaut Academy, the first character I drew was a little girl who was sort of like. She was floating in outer space with her pajamas, but then she also had a space helmet. And then I just started thinking about this school in outer space where all these kids went to and started just expanding the characters. And one character led to another character, and that's sort of how my writing process tends to happen.
So when will the book be out?
Astronaut Academy Zero Gravity, which is the first volume, will be out in June of this year, 2011. And then there will be another volume out a year from then.
So is this an ongoing series then for you, or is there an arc to this and there's an eventual end in sight?
It was written as a 2-book series,
okay.
But there's definitely potential to continue going if people want more.
So after volume 2, what do you have something sort of in the back of a sketchbook somewhere that's picking at your brain?
Well, the next book that will come out after that is actually a book called Teen Boat, which is a whimsical adventure story about a teenager who has the powers to transform into a yacht. And so it's sort of like Dawson's Creek meets Transformers.
On the water.
On the water, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and end this the way that we end all of our conversations by asking you, what's your issue? What is that comic that you read and thought, wow, that was so amazing or so fantastic or so crazy and out there that you just had to go and tell somebody about?
Well, the comic that first got me excited about comic books in the first place was the first issue of G.I. Joe versus Transformers comic. And on the very front cover, there was Bumblebee, one of the nicest of the Transformers, being blown up by the G.I. Joe heroes. So that kind of just blew my mind, the idea that two good guy teams could somehow be killing each other, and it was on the front cover of a book. That told me that comics were pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it.